feel during your perimenopause phase, your menopause phase, and even your postmenopause phase? Well, some symptoms actually can overlap, but what's really important is not just the symptoms, it's how your hormones are actually changing your body. And most women never realize this, which is why they feel so confused. Don't go anywhere. You'll see which symptoms overlap and which are unique to each phase of your menopausal years. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking around. This is Sheila, registered nurse and health coach, and welcome back to my channel, Menopause Energized, where this program is here to support women in navigating menopause with confidence and vitality. As I had part 1, this is part 2 today, and we're going to talk about some of the symptoms. So let's dive right in. So perimenopause is marked by hormonal fluctuations and cycle changes, while menopause and postmenopause symptoms stem from consistently low estrogen levels. So let's start with the perimenopause phase. Remember, this is the phase where you may start to have your irregular cycles along with your symptoms, and it's with the fluctuating hormones. And at the same time, again, you're experiencing symptoms like hot flashes, which can be really frequent and intense. Other symptoms can be mood swing, brain fog, and even sleep disturbances. Now, let's move to the menopause phase. There are some additional symptoms that you did not see in perimenopause, but the estrogen levels are no longer fluctuating, but the levels are actually starting to decline. So along with the symptoms you see in perimenopause, there's going to be some additional symptoms from that. That could be vaginal dryness, urinary issues, joint pain, libido, and weight gain. And I'm only just listing some of the symptoms. Now, a phase not really talked much about is the postmenopausal phase, but such an important phase to talk about. Along with some of the symptoms that you drag from the perimenopause and menopause phase, it can also happen in the postmenopause phase. But in this particular phase, you can get some vaginal atrophy, which leads to painful sex and frequency of urine. Also, getting up in the middle of the night, again, to urinate. Here, you start to get bone loss, joint pain and stiffness, and hot flashes can persist. And unfortunately, it is the greatest time for weight gain. Remember, every woman is going to have a different experience, and there are going to be a few women in the population that will have very mild symptoms. Now, this is something important to remember in the postmenopause phase. This is where this phase is the most unique out of the other phases. This is the stage where women are more at risk, I'm sorry to say, for cardiovascular disease, because the continuing low estrogen levels is not enough there to protect our heart. Now, while many, again, symptoms overlap with perimenopause and menopause, but they all have their distinct patterns. Now, here are a few symptoms that can occur at any phase. That's the hair thinning, feeling overheated, heart rate such as palpitations, and dry skin. Remember, in the perimenopause phase, the symptoms will come in like waves. It'll come and go because of the fluctuating hormones. Give you a good example for that. Hot flashes. For some, these hot flashes will eventually subside or disappear in the menopause and postmenopause phase. But again, for some women, it will not. But it can get less intense. Now, a good example for postmenopause that is unique symptom is bone loss. This is something you cannot get back, but you can slow the process down or rebuild your bone by continually exercising. So the important takeaway is that you'll have some of the same symptoms in all 3 phases, but there are certain ones that are unique to each phase. So remember that. So hot flashes can be in all 3 phases. Sleep disturbances, that really can be in all phases. But again, there's some unique ones because of the hormone. Again, in the postmenopausal phase, there are going to be symptoms that you most likely will not have in your perimenopause menopause phase, like bone loss. You'll start to really see that in your menopause, late menopause to post-menopausal phase. So I just wanted to give you a brief rundown on that because you will have some of the same symptoms. Really, what is really important is be aware of what's going on. Sometimes we women go through menopause, but we never just look up anything. We don't pay attention to our body, but we need to become more aware, and that's what Menopause Energized program is here to do, to open up the awareness. The main important thing is that no matter what phase you have the symptoms in, start early, learn your pattern, and start trying to treat those symptoms. So in part 3, that's what I will go to next. I will talk about how there is some remedies or some tips to help to prevent some of the symptoms that you have in all 3 of these phases. So the next time, stay informed and stay empowered. And please like, subscribe, and share this channel. It helps my channel go a long ways. And I'll see you in part 3. Take care.